3. To reach the pharmacy, press 4. For all other departments, press 5. To reach the administrative staff, press 1. For warehouse hours directions and holidays observed. Wait while I transfer your call.
Thanks for calling Retaliation Costco. How can I help you?
Hey, my name is Omar. May I ask who I'm speaking to?
Michaela, I'm the food court manager.
Michaela. Hey, Michaela, how you doing? I'm
I'm
trying to
fine.
log into my app. I'm having difficulties logging in.
To your Costco app?
hmm
Okay.
The Costco powered by Instacart app.
Mhm. You said to do Instacart in. Are you? Give me 1 second. Let
It's
me
it's
take your
called
information.
Costco powered by Instacart.
Yes. So it's still a Costco account. 1 second. Let me make sure. Because sometimes if it's not the correct membership number, I know it'll kick you from getting in. Do you have your membership number available?
I think so. Hold on 1 second. I have to pull up the email because I
Okay.
can't log into the app for some reason. Costco. Oh wait, it's on my card. Oh, hold on a second.
All right.
Thank God for that. It is. It says. Is it the MBR number on the back?
Yep. It usually start with either 111 or 112.
It says 111 nine
Mhm.
seven eight one
Mhm.
four four 353.
1 second. Oh, 178. All right. I see you, Miss Abram. First name. So what code is it? What is it saying when you try to log in? Is it just saying like account not found?
Um, let me see. Let me try it again. It says transfer unavailable. Your digital membership card has reached its transfer limit. Please visit the membership desk to reset your digital membership card.
Huh. There's 1443. That's the only. You're the only one on your account. 1 second. Let me look at something else.
So this happened
And you
before,
create.
and I
Uh huh.
called and pressed option one to speak to the administration office, and
Mhm.
I think they just had to like reset it or something. and it logged me back in.
And it was the Costco, the store, or was it
The app.
the Costco.com that you called? Because I know from the store level we can't do anything with you guys' account. But I know the Costco like our customer care line can reset your digital QR code.
Yeah, they transferred me to somebody, and then they just I pretty much told them the same thing that I just told you, and then I guess they
Uh huh.
like reset it from their
It was
end, and then I was able to log in.
okay. I'm going to, so you don't, so I don't have to give you the phone number. I'm going to transfer you to the Costco.com, the customer care. I'm not .com. I'm sorry, the customer care phone number. And as soon as you give them your membership number, the exact same thing you gave me, they can reset it because from what I'm looking on my side, your current card number is what you just gave me. And the only time that it's usually a glitch like that in the system for us is if you just so happen to have like a different active, like a different card number from what our system is saying. But everything is pretty much what it's supposed to be. So give me one
And
second. I'm gonna
another
transfer you
question
to.
too. I
Go ahead.
renewed my
Yeah, go
membership
ahead.
on time, right?
Yeah. So you renewed your membership? Yeah, in September. But you do have your have you well my system's saying you haven't cashed in your executive rewards check yet though. You should have received a check for $93.52 from your spending
Wow,
from year 2025 from when
$93.
you were an executive. Because it's saying that you were an executive member at one point. It looks like you downgraded. It looks like you downgraded, but at one point you were doing the 130 membership versus the 65, or the 135 instead of the 65. Is that correct?
Yeah, I ended up getting the Gold Star membership because
You
I'm
weren't
injured.
spending as
It's
much.
difficult for me to travel to and from, so I'm having
Yeah,
to
yeah,
rely entirely on getting my groceries delivered. It's difficult for me to even go to the Costco warehouse or, get to walk around and look at all the other
yeah.
great things. So it's like I'm kind of limited to ordering from the app itself, and the app
Gotcha.
sometimes it doesn't have everything that they have at the warehouse. So it's like, what's the point of having the executive membership?
I understand that completely. Now, but I said all that to say this: you still have that $93.52 that is still owed to you. Um,
Woohoo! That's a lot of
I
money.
know. Yeah, it is, especially if you're doing a whole bunch of delivering. But I would say your two options with that is, I mean, just because that reward never expires, so you don't have to worry about a time frame. It's just whenever you come back, you still have to come into the store for them to reissue it to you. So basically for them to resend the paper check back out to you, or they
Oh,
can,
okay.
when you come into the store, if I'm not mistaken, they can put it just automatically put it on a shop card and not reissue the certificate, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I
So just
probably
next
I
time you come,
probably have to stop by soon to pick up my medications from the pharmacy, so
mhm.
I probably could
Yep, stop
just
by that membership desk and tell
yeah.
them that hey, yeah, I have an expired rewards from when I was previously a Gold Star member. Let them know what your situation is, but they'll reissue it to you. If I'm not mistaken, they automatically put it on shop cards now, and so you'll have that to where you can use that shop card online or while you happen to be in the store the same day, however you choose.
Do they still have the electric scooter?
Let me see. Yeah, we have it's a Phantom A10 Smart Electric Scooter. I'm not sure what it looks like, but we still have it. It's $399.99.
$3.99. So then you said it's how much is the executive
Not
member thing?
your reward check $93.52.
So hold on, let me see. $3.99 minus.
It's 306.48, I think. I could be wrong. My math don't math sometimes.
Okay, yeah, that's. I guess I
Or
could
three
get that
forty six
for.
forty eight.
I guess for necessary living necessity travel.
Mm-hmm.
The
But anything that's on Costco.com, even with travel, rent cars, whatever, you'll be able to use that shop card towards anything that's technically a Costco purchase.
okay. It
Once once you
the
redeem it.
if the scooter like if the tire gets damaged, like if like something's wrong with it or anything, do they
Mhm.
service it at Costco?
No, so we don't service them. In some cases, you'll be able to get in contact with the manufacturer, and like if it's something like, say, a screw or something fell off, sometimes they could just send you the screw and have it replaced. But if it's something just like a little bit more intense, like the framework of it or something is messed up, normally what happens, I mean, because it's not a item that has like a time frame of return, like it doesn't have like a return time frame. So normally what we do is we just replace it, especially if we still have the item in stock. They'll just process it as a full return and then just replace, and you can use it towards another purchase, or just if you don't want to invest in a scooter again, you can use that return towards whatever, the return amount towards whatever you would like to purchase. But
So
normally
if
we
they
just
don't have it
replace
in
it.
stock, how
Uh
do
huh.
they replace
So
it?
if we don't have it in stock, the only other option would be is to see if Costco.com has it in stock. If they don't have it in stock, it's one because it's not a like a permanent item number. It's they treat it more like seasonal, kind of like Christmas toys and things like that. Like if we have them, we'll have them, but it's not something that we necessarily keep on the floor year round. So it's
So
always a
if I
toss up with like the electronic stuff.
so if I purchase it, say for example today, and
Mhm.
then something goes wrong with it, and they end up selling out of the ones that they have there at Costco,
Mhm.
um,
Mhm.
I pretty much have to wait until the next seasonal order of the scooters comes around, and then they can replace it. Then is that
Yep, they
possible?
can. Yeah, yes, sir. But if you want like it, because like some people just don't want the money to just kind of be like basically sitting in your house and not being able to use, you can just bring it in and just return it, and then just wait, like you said, till the next season comes through, and then purchase a new one. But we try to give you the option to where like your money isn't just kind of sitting there rusting or rotting. Like you come on in and get your refund, so you don't have to worry about if it does or if it does not come back in. Now, in some cases, like some of our larger warehouses, like the ones that actually get more foot traffic than we do, like this item would be something that they would keep in stock, year round. But it's kind of hard because you would have to still go to that location in order to purchase it. And with your, with the circumstances you got going, that's a lot of run around versus just
Yeah.
coming to your own local warehouse.
And then you said you're the manager at the food court
The
there, right?
food court, the pizzas and the hot dogs.
Did so when I'm trying to order, like for example, some food from Costco on the app, how do I
Mhm.
order like an entire cheese pizza from the food court, or the hot dog that they have there, or something like that?
They still haven't found a way to add that into like the Instacart like the pickup and delivery options. I don't know why, because I mean I would think it would be just as simple as any other item, just scanning the barcode and going. But the company just they haven't gotten to that stage yet where they actually have it to where like the Instacarters can pick up a pizza for you guys and deliver it to you. And I think it's mostly because of like we don't have like if you go to Chick-fil-A or somewhere they have like the little stickers and stuff that can go over your food to let you know that it hasn't broken the seal or somebody hasn't like went in or contaminated your food or something. I think that's the reason why we haven't gotten it yet, because we don't really have a way to show that, okay, once we put it in the box and it's sealed,
Mm.
without just,
Yeah, but they don't even put the stickers to seal it when I order the croissants from Costco, from the bakery.
all, but it's, oh yeah, because the seal on the croissants now is at the top. It used to be over the snap, like the little snap
Hmm.
shell containers. We used to keep it in, but like over the label, so when you open it up. But I forgot they have put the labels on the top. I don't know. I don't know why they haven't used, because I could definitely use the the
Not
sales, but I don't know why they
not
haven't
just
thought
yeah,
that
not
part
just
out.
that though, but it's like you know every time I order croissants or specific items from Costco that don't have the seal on it,
Mhm.
I'm like leaving my health and safety in the hands of a stranger shopping for me. And there's been so many times where they've brought me my groceries and it smelled like a disgusting, contagious smell mixed with like
Mhm.
smoke and some disgusting body odor mixed with some kind of perfume or cologne to mask it. And
To try to mask it, I would
literally,
definitely.
literally though,
Uh huh.
when they give me my groceries and I bring it in my house, it immediately starts compromising the air quality in my house. It'll immediately make me feel sick. My nose will start stuffing up. I start feeling dizzy and nauseous. with similar symptoms to the coronavirus. And
Mhm.
I've literally had to call and complain so many times. And I'd send them pictures, for example, right?
Mhm.
And the pictures, you know, I mean, unless they have other complaints of that same shopper being unsanitary, there's no way to really capture the contagious, disgusting smell that's lingering in the shopper's vehicle that's gotten onto the
Mhm.
groceries. There's no way to capture that in a picture because
Yeah,
literally,
because if they had a way we could take a picture of scents, I'm pretty sure that thing would be off the Richter.
not just that, but it would it would resolve a lot of cases in court much quicker. But regardless of that, you know, it's becoming such a, just how could I say, a nuisance. I mean, I'm literally
Yeah.
having to call Instacart to complain, and then they'll first, you know what they started doing? They started making up excuses saying, "Oh, this is not Instacart problem. This is Costco. You ordered this from Costco." I said, "Ma'am, it's Costco powered by Instacart. Costco is the
Mhm.
wholesaler, retailer. Instacart is the
Instacart is
courier."
the supply. Yeah.
And
I would say
they're telling me, "Oh no, you have to complain through the app." I said, "Ma'am or sir, the app is telling me to call Instacart and it has Instacart's number." And then they'll make excuses, as if I'm lying. And I tell them, "Okay, do you want me to send you a screenshot of what it's saying?" And they tell me to send them a screenshot. I send them a screenshot. And then they try to use another loophole. Then they'll
mhm.
say, "Okay, we've removed the shopper from your shoppers list." I say, "Okay," and I give them the benefit of the doubt. And then a handful of orders will go by, and then they'll send that same shopper
Same
who
shopper.
was removed due to unsanitary behavior. And I call them again. I said, "Hey, they sent the same shopper. Could you please reassign my order to a different shopper?" And they'd put me on hold. Then they'd hang up the phone on me. Then I'd call back again. They do the same thing. Then I call back again, and they do the same thing. And I call back again. They do the same thing. And then finally, somebody pick up the phone and act like they care. And then they tell me, "Oh, we're sorry. We won't do this again." And I'd have to tell them, "Please send me an email stating that in writing. And I need you to specify that that specific shopper with their name on there is
Mhm.
removed from my shoppers list due to unsanitary behavior. And I need you to specify the day and the time of the order and the order number." And that should cover it. And then you know what they started doing? They started saying, "Oh, we can't send you an email. There's no way for me to send you an email." I said, "They've sent me an email already saying that the shopper has been removed from my shoppers list, but they didn't specify the shopper's name. And they still sent the same shopper. So I need you to send me an email specifying the shopper's name and the order number." So then
Yeah.
after having to go through all that, finally they tell me, "We could send you the email saying the shopper's removed, but we can't put the shopper's name." I said, "It says it on the app when I'm ordering the food. What's the
But I
difference
could.
if what's the difference if you send me an email saying that that shopper's been removed?" And
I
then
would say
and,
because we. Oh, go ahead.
and then not just that, but then it happened again and again and again. Then they'll find another loophole, right? And they'll say things like, "Oh, well, we can't find anything on here that says you've reported that shopper being unsanitary in the past. Or we can't find
So they're
anything on
not
here."
even keeping a paper trail.
Yeah, and then they're saying, we can't find anything on here saying that that shopper's delivered your food. Or we can't find anything on here saying that the shopper's ever shopped for you before." And I'm telling them, I'm saying, that is why I'm asking you to please send me an
Mhm.
email specifying the shopper's name, the day and time of the order, and the order number. Because every time I'm having to complain, there's a different excuse that they're telling me, and it's a loophole that they're trying to work around so they don't have to refund my money back to my
Mhm.
government EBT SNAP food stamp benefits card. And then, not just that, but they're literally wasting so much of my time. Like I'd
Yep.
literally be on the
Having to
phone.
keep doing that.
I'd literally be on the phone for 30 minutes at a time, then calling back, being on the phone for 45 minutes at a time, then calling back, being on the phone for an hour, over and over the same day for one order, because I can't take the risk of them sending another unsanitary shopper to my house. And not just that. By that time, I'm asking them, could you please give me some kind of credit for this inconvenience?
Mhm.
It's wasted several hours of my time. It's wasting all the memory on my phone. It's wasting all the memory on my email. It's wasting all the memory on my iCloud. And I'm having to document all of this for my health and safety.
Mhm.
I'm having to do Instacart's job. And literally
Exactly.
when I'd call, it sometimes it's almost the same identical voice that answers the phone, and they're just telling me a different fictitious name. It's
Like as
so
if you
aggra
can't understand, like
Yeah,
you
it's
don't
so
notice.
aggravating. And then it's like a fake robot accent type of voice. And
Mhm.
it's so obvious that they're trying to conduct an online payment scam. And they're trying to conduct a spoofing scam also, and they're maliciously harassing me. And they're doing that from a call center that's being outsourced overseas in the Philippines and other places. And
Mhm.
they're empowering shoppers in the United States to carry out that malicious harassment, online payment scams, and retaliation. They've literally done so many things to try to scare me out of continuing to complain. I've had to file police reports because of the malicious harassment. I mean, they're doing so many different things. I mean, they've sent shoppers to my house after complaining that are not the person on the display picture. They've sent shoppers to my house with contagious smells on the groceries. Literally, as soon as I bring them in my house, I start feeling sick. Not just that, they've changed the names on the name that's next to the display picture of the shopper, and it's the same display picture of the shopper who I've previously had to complain about, but they've changed the name next to it just so they could say, "Well, we don't have any record of this particular shopper's name on your complaints," but it's the same display picture.
Huh.
So
As if
it's
I guess
they're
they're assuming that you won't notice or that you won't pay any attention.
not just
It's
that,
obvious.
right? Not just that, but they're going from one complaint and one excuse that they gave me, and they're creating a loophole around that to give me another excuse on the next complaint that they know I'm gonna complain about. And they're doing that with fictitious names from one complaint to the next. And literally every little thing that they could possibly use to try to intimidate me out of complaining, they're trying to do that. And they're doing it in a way that they think they could get away with it. That's dangerous.
It is. Now, what I can say, like I said, I can give you the .com number in which they can reset your digital membership number. But while you're there, because I know the app is saying to complain to Instacart, but if I were you, I would also just add it to your see if they can add it to your notes on your .com account, because just from the store level, like if we had some of the complaints that you were getting, like for people who were doing in store, like local Instacart orders, we have the authority to like cut them from basically being an Instacart shopper at Costco completely, due to like a customer's dissatisfaction. So I would see if you complain more towards Costco than Instacart, I think you will get better results. Is my little tidbit, just because
And,
we're so hard on them as Instacarters because of the type of standard that we hold as a Costco company. Like we don't we don't want any of that bad. We just don't want you to have a bad visit or a bad experience with our product due to someone else's, secondhand we just don't we don't want to be
not just
associated with
that,
that.
Michaela. It's sometimes it smells like they're getting these groceries out of the garbage. As if for example they're stealing it, throwing it in the garbage, and then coming
Mm,
back and taking it out of the garbage and bringing it to the customers. That's what it smells
that's
like.
what it smells like. Oh no, that's terrible.
Yeah, seriously. And it I'm talking about everything from everything from vegetables to fruits to hygiene products. It smells like they're hiding it
Yeah.
in the garbage somewhere, Because sometimes it
It's
smells like an
different here.
ashtray mixed with garbage. Sometimes it smells like garbage. Sometimes it just smells like a disgusting body odor mixed with perfumes, and it's so obvious that they're getting it out of the garbage somewhere, and or they're stealing it, hiding it in the garbage, and then coming back and getting it behind Costco's back.
Especially if you're smelling things that are like you say, like sanitary, or things that aren't even in, like, that are sealed, like completely concealed, and then you're still getting those scents and smells and stuff. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
alarming for
yeah.
sure.
Unsanitary is an understatement. I mean, these groceries sometimes they smell so bad that it's obvious that it's intentional what they're doing. I mean, it's contagious. Literally, it makes
Yeah,
my body heat up, makes my nose stuff up immediately, starts making me feel nauseous and dizzy, and starts making me feel sick with similar symptoms to the coronavirus. That's only possible in a disgustingly unsanitary, contagious environment like a garbage.
mhm.
That's the only place that they could possibly be obtaining these grocery items from, unless they're rubbing it onto the grocery items before they bring it here. I mean, that's the only thing I could think of because I know
But
from
even they just,
I know
whew,
from experience when I used to work at a wholesaler in Broward
mhm,
County in South Florida.
ooh,
They were I was working the graveyard shift, and we were doing the overnight stocking with the forklifts and all that stuff. And it would be like a club environment. Literally, they would have music playing like on each handful of aisles that a person is filling. They have music, their own music playing and stuff, and there'll be like 10 different songs playing throughout the whole Costco the entire night. But they would have opportunities because they were cool with the managers and the security overseeing the security cameras. They would steal things, put them in the
oh
garbage can,
wow.
acting like they're throwing out the garbage, take them out to the dumpster in the back, hide them, and then they'll come back later on and they'll retrieve them, put in their car,
And
and they'll drive
retrieve it
off.
from out.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
and I'm almost certain that that is exactly what they're doing because that's the only other thing I could possibly think of. I literally filed 4 police reports, probably 5 at this point, 5 police reports in reference to the same exact thing. I literally have the case cards from the Tallahassee Police Department on my wall, literally as like a souvenir. I mean,
Because there's always something.
I don't know what else to do other than to document this in detail
Yeah.
and bring it to the attention of their superiors, who is obviously at this point Costco management, law enforcement. I mean, who else could I tell? I mean, the only other person I could think of to tell is Chris Rogers, the CEO of Instacart.
Because if you're not getting, I mean, I wouldn't know, what avenue to take, but I mean, you're definitely not getting any results with all the actions that you are taking or trying to take to prevent. You just want your food, and I just want it clean and delivered, just straight from the store straight to my house. All that other stuff
Yeah,
is definitely
because and I tell you another thing too.
outrageous.
Yeah, it really is. It's insane. It's insane. It's disgusting. It's unethical, and it's malicious. It's maliciously harassing also, and it's dangerous. The only other thing that I could think of to do, right, to you know make sure their condescending, patronizing, malicious, harassing, excuses that they're giving me every time I complain to Instacart was to call Costco while the shopper was there and to ask them, "Do you have visual of the shopper? This is the description of their display picture." And then Costco telling me, "Yes, I see the shopper." Okay. And then me asking them, "Could you just walk by the shopper to see if they reek of anything, smoke,
Mhm.
bad smell,
See
anything
if
at
it's
all?"
there. Yeah.
Yeah. And then to tell them, "Okay, this is what I ordered. Can you go to that specific aisle, to that specific product, to see if that product reeks like smoke or any contagious smell or anything at all?" And then confirming with the Costco representative before that shopper comes to my house. And that's the only other thing I could think of doing. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
you
Because
bring
it's
it.
like, at what point does it go from being perfectly good product to not being that once I receive it?
Yeah. At one
That's
point does
def.
it? At what point does it become criminal? At what point
Mhm.
does it become an assault? You know. But you acknowledge it just like I did. Call Costco instead of Instacart to complain. Costco.
Yeah, I would definitely say because they can. I mean, they'll be able to push and get through any kind of gray areas of anything that like even with the idea that you just came up with, Costco.com or Costco will be able to kind of put some wheels in motion or at least get you some kind of answers as far as because once it goes to Instacart, I mean, once it goes to Instacart, it's in the Instacart realm, but if
eh, you
because
know.
you're a Costco member, we want to know what your experience is. You know what I'm saying? Like not
You
because
know.
I mean they're
You know
at
what
this point they're
excuse?
back.
You know what excuse they told me today after all this? They told me, they said, "Oh, it's probably because the Instacart representative that you spoke to, Omar, they didn't press both of the options on the computer screen. The option one that says remove this shopper from Omar's shoppers list, and option two, remove this shopper from delivering for Omar." And I said, "Well, isn't that the same thing? Isn't the shopper delivering my groceries too?" And they said, no, sometimes there's a co-shopper to where they'll somebody will shop for you for your groceries or your purchases, and then somebody else will deliver it. And I said,
Hmm.
so what are they? Somebody shopping for me in Costco and then coming outside and giving it to somebody else in a different vehicle, and then them delivering it to me? And they said yes. I said, well,
Oh wow, I
I
didn't
said,
even know that was a thing.
yeah. I said, well, they have to notify the customer. And they said, no, we don't. I said, yes, you do.
Yeah, because
It,
somebody's driving to my house. It's not the face that I originally
right. And
approved.
I told them, I said, you know, if they were delivering to my house in South Florida, they would have to stop at a guard gate, present their identification, and it would have to match the display picture of the person on the Costco app who I authorized to come to my house in the first place. My house here in
So who's
Tallahassee,
to say that that person is not that?
right? And I'm telling them my house in Tallahassee, they're using that loophole to maliciously harass me and retaliate against me for complaining and being honest to Instacart and helping Instacart to make sure this doesn't happen to any other customer. And we're in the process of building the guard gate here at my house here in Tallahassee. So when that guard gate is built, they're going to have to present their ID when they arrive to the front gate. But right
So
now,
they're gonna have to deal with it. With the
yeah,
you're trying to prevent them from having to deal with it. Like I'm,
yeah. And,
but it's finna
and
come to
you know what
a
they
head
you know
soon.
what they did though? After I told them that,
What they say?
they logged me out of my account. Like
Oh
they
wow.
literally like unethically hacked my phone, and my screen went blank. And I was like, "What the?" So then I tried to log back in, and every time I pressed sign in, it wasn't working. It was just like going back to the sign in page every time I put my name and password in, and it was as if like they were like what's the word that is used cloning. It's as if they cloned my phone. Like you know how I don't know if you're
Mhm.
familiar with this, or if you've ever taken like a criminal justice course or anything like that. But so cops and things like that, they have technology where they could clone somebody's phone, like literally clone their phone, like how they could
Mhm.
clone a human. They could literally clone somebody's entire phone, and they could do that through something called ethical hacking. But
Oh.
there's people who do something called unethical hacking, which is exactly what happened in this situation. Ethical hacking is actually a
Is when you
job.
give her permission.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
actually a job that they're hiring for right now at the Federal Bureau of Investigation here in Tallahassee. But and it's a great job too. They pay really well, and it's it's not really stressful. It's not as stressful as being in the field, because it's the majority is done through a computer and what is it called, this new thing now, the virtual reality thing. So, anyways, the point I'm trying to make is literally once I told them that that's going to be a new loophole that they're going to have to try to get around to unethically hack my phone, maliciously harass me, retaliate against me, and try to conduct their online payment scam against me, it literally logged me out of my account.
That's still very strange.
If if I send you the recording of that call, you're going to think the same thing that I'm thinking. Those people do not work for Instacart. And if they do, they're scamming the customers at Instacart from that call center. It's obvious. I mean, there's literally people in the background laughing while I'm complaining.
So yeah, no, that's alarming for sure.
It,
Yeah, I'm going to give you the Costco customer number, and like I said, I know for a fact they'll be able to reset your digital thingy, but have them go ahead and add your like these notes to your Costco account, like your Costco account, not your Instagram account. I mean, not Instagram, Instacart account. Because I just feel like it on the Costco side, I think you would have a little bit more resolve with what's going on versus with Instacart. I really do. I just because the standard that we hold and how we act is just with Instacart members because they are a reflection of the company for us,
when
even
I
if
when
they
I go
don't
to
necessarily work for us.
when I go to Costco, it's nothing like the Instacart representatives when I call to complain. When I go to
Mhm.
Costco, a professional Costco representative is at the door greeting me, making sure, you know, I am a Costco member. And if I need help with anything, then there's Costco representatives in the store who are helping the customers. It's a clean environment. It's sanitary. It's the services that these representatives who I'm complaining to you about at the Instacart call center, wherever they really are, it's equivalent to literally criminals
Yeah.
who are incarcerated and snuck a cell phone into their cells and are hacking people's phones and trying to scam them. Literally, that's what it's equivalent to, and that's what I wouldn't be surprised of also if they're conducting a scam to that extent with those types of resources, criminal resources.
This is like I don't think I've ever heard of
But there, there's
like an
there's there,
instance
there
like this
there's been several
ever.
there's been several reports lately of several people getting in trouble at different
Mhm.
correctional institutions with cell phones and them conducting online payment scams against people with those cell phones, romance scams, Amazon scams, FedEx scams, real estate scams, threats,
All
extortions.
kind of stuff.
All different types. I mean, you'd think, what else is somebody gonna do in a cell? For the majority of their time, you know, with a cell phone. I mean, they're only going to sit there and probably look at something to read or something, promiscuous for a certain amount of time. After that, they're going to start thinking, okay,
They
well,
go back into their norm,
that
some
criminal,
mischievous
yeah,
stuff.
that criminal mentality. I mean,
Yeah.
and on top of that, they're getting the cell phone into the jails, by way of obviously somebody who's working at the jail. So, they
Mhm.
have that extra level of security to reassure that you know, they could do whatever they want with their cell phone. It's not going to be traced back to them. And if it
True.
and if it is, it's going to be difficult. And with things like that going on, a lot of what I'm complaining to you about is possible.
I mean, but for sure, it's not. None of it is too far fetched. It's literally the world that we're living in nowadays, which is scary.
Mm.
But I mean, it is. But let me know when you're ready. I can go ahead and give you that phone number.
Is it the
And I
one eight
think at the
hundred?
most,
Is it the one eight
go
hundred?
ahead.
Is it the 1-800-955-2292 number?
No, I was gonna give you that. That's for the .com. So that's just for the. Or I was gonna give you the regular Costco customer. Where like so basically like if you were having issues in store or online or any like just the generic Costco member one, not necessarily specific for the .com because the 9552292 that's specific for just like .com and just your Instacart order. The number that I'm giving you is for your Costco account in a whole.
What's that number?
Okay, that was going to be 1-800
Hmm.
774 2678.
Okay.
And I think that one might ask for your membership number. I'm not sure, but most of the time they do because it's easier for them to look it up. But if I'm not mistaken, it can just they'll just ask you your first and last name, and they'll be able to pull up everything, and they'll definitely be able to reset that QR code, but they'll be able to add, like notes and things like that to your Costco account, and not just your .com account.
Okay. Well, Michaela, I really, really appreciate your concern, and
Absolutely.
I value the time that you have spent acknowledging my complaints. And is there anything I could do for you?
No. I mean, normally, like, people say, oh, you can put in an opinion lab on Costco.com and just let them know that you had a good phone experience. But for me, I mean, more than anything, it was just opening my eyes to some of the things that, our members are having to go through. And I hate that you're having this experience, but at the same time, I'm glad to hear about it so it won't be something, like, if I hear this again, it won't be something far fetched. I can actually be like, okay, well, this is something that's happening habitually, like it's happening over and over again from different members. So I just like the fact that I was actually brought aware to the situation more than anything. Because, I mean, I know if it was me, I would probably be feeling 10 times more. I probably wouldn't be as calm because you're definitely more calm than I am right now about the whole. I mean, I know you're frustrated, but I know I would probably be a little bit more
Michaela, you ever been
flames coming from my head.
you ever been in a situation, right, where you knew somebody was trying to scam you, or you knew somebody was trying
Mhm.
to do you wrong, right? And there was a pattern that was forming that you were acknowledging, and it
Mhm.
proves that they were trying to do everything they possibly could to get away with what they did wrong to you. And they're literally doing that on a regular basis. And
Yeah.
you notice when you call and you complain, for example, and you'd be very calm and nice and soft spoken, they take advantage of you, right?
Yep.
They still do the bad things to you that you're complaining about. And then when you call and complain, and you're obviously frustrated at this point because it keeps happening, you're not as nice on the phone, you're not as calm and soft spoken, you're frustrated. You know, you have the right to be upset.
Mhm.
And then you start noticing that they try to use that against you, right?
Oh, yep. Oh, then so
Yeah.
you can't be right or wrong in
Right.
that situation.
So then what you do is you start becoming tactical, right? You start saying, okay, you know what? They're gonna try to say that I'm being mean or yelling at them. So let me go back to just talking soft and nice and
Yep.
soft spoken. And then when you do that, they start taking advantage of you again because they realize, okay, now they don't have anything they could say bad about you, right?
Yep.
So then when you start pointing out all the loopholes that they're purposely creating and trying to take advantage of you with, and they start noticing that you're aware, that they're aware, that you're aware that they're aware, and you start noticing that they're realizing there's nothing else they could say bad about you, and there's nothing else they could do to take advantage of you and scam you.
It's
It's one of
yeah.
those situations, literally.
Yeah. I understand completely. I definitely understand that. People, it's just people try to play on your intelligence more than anything. And it's like, okay, I can only sit here and tolerate this, but for so long.
Hmm.
But just like you said, you just have to try to remain calm and concise and keep your paper trail.
That's the best thing somebody. It's like I remember telling my lawyer this once. It's like ammunition. You know what I mean? Like if
Yes, it is.
you're in battle, you know you got to have ammunition. You know you got to be tactical. You have to know what you need to do next and do it. Right? You can't allow anybody to distract you from thinking about the only thing you need to do next and doing it. Because once somebody distracts you from that, they're going to win the battle, right?
Yeah.
Because obviously, when you're trying to accomplish something, the only thing you need to be thinking about is what you need to do next and doing it to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish.
Mhm.
It's that simple. So, that paper trail is reassuring me what I need to do next to make sure I do it. And it's the necessary living necessity at this point. I mean that this is a health and safety concern that's reoccurring.
Man. But give that number a call, and like I said, they should be able to do some at the bare minimum. The one thing that you need, which is resetting that QR code. But like I said, I know for a fact they'll be able to add it. Some of your um, feedback from your previous shopping things onto that account for sure.
Michaela, do you mind if I call them on three-way with you?
I won't be. I'm actually going to get ready to run a break in my department for two of my employees, so I won't be able to be on the phone. I'm trying to think who's my immediate manager's on the sales floor right now. I'll be back in the office in the next like 45. I have to run a lunch and a break. I'll be back in the office in the next like 45 minutes, so I should be here. If you're able to wait, but if not, then I won't be able to. I won't. I might be moving around, but I will be back in the office in like the next 45 minutes.
I'd really like to have you on the phone when I call them, being that you've acknowledged
Mhm.
this complaint, and you know you just being that superior on the line, saying, "Hey, yeah, Omar's been on the phone with me for about an hour now, reporting this, and he has
Mhm.
clear and convincing evidence proving his complaint." And another thing too, I've reported this previously to the Costco administration office there and the
Mhm.
representatives at the 1-800-955-2292 number. So they're
Mhm.
aware of it. But it's it's one of those things where the more people you have on your side, the better. You know?
Yeah, the one that listen.
Yeah.
But I will. I mean, like I said, I'll be back in here in probably like the next 45 minutes. I just have to I have to go back to I call it my home, my hot dogs and my pizza just to run two of my a lunch and a break in my area. But then I'll be able to be back here in the office to be able to kind of filter in phone calls.
All right. Yeah. I probably won't be able to wait the 45 minutes only because I was placing an order for some groceries and hygiene products.
Oh,
Some
gotcha.
one of which is laundry detergents. At this point, I need my purchases to be delivered, and I placed this order at 6:37 this morning, and it's 3:45 in the afternoon. I still haven't delivered it, and I've literally had to call Instacart 4 times
That is
because
crazy.
yeah, because they sent 4 different shoppers that have all been removed from my shoppers list due to unsanitary behavior on previous orders, and they still sent them again. And I was not about to take that risk of having them send that same unsanitary shopper who's already
I agree.
delivered my groceries before, and it smelled disgustingly dirty and it was contagious. Not about to go through that again. I mean, I literally had to go to the emergency room. They put me on a regimen of antibiotics. I mean, it's a health and safety concern at this point, to the extent of it being a necessary living necessity for me to report.
Mhm.
I mean,
Especially if it's causing health issues. Yeah, that's scary.
what point, like you mentioned, at what point does it become criminal or an assault?
Mhm.
If I walk into Costco, right, for example, and I mean, let me think what kind of stuff y'all got going on over there. If I walk into Costco and I don't know, I mean, what departments they have over there? They got the automotive,
Food, automotive, electrical,
clothes,
bakery,
electrical.
meat.
Oh, clothes. Perfect, right? Do they let people maybe try on the clothes or something? Or
Yep. Nope. We don't. You have to purchase in order to try it on.
all right. Now, if I walk into Costco, right, and I have some clothes that I pick out, and I go to the customer service desk, for example, right. But when I walk into Costco, right? I smell disgustingly bad, like really bad smell, right? And then, and I'm dirty, for example, right? And I start, picking out some clothes, and I'm picking up pants, putting them back down on the shelf, touching the shirts, touching whatever clothes they have there, right? You know, considering buying something, but not wanting it and putting it back, and I'm dirty doing this, right? And I'm smelling and all that. But then I pick out some stuff and I take it to the customer service desk, right? To check out at the
Mhm.
customer service desk. And then while I'm sitting there scanning, while the representative is sitting there scanning my items, right? So I could pay for them. One of the clothing items, I decided to try them on, right? Before she scans it. And I try it on and it ends up being too small or too big. And I say, oh, I don't want this one. The representative is obviously going to say, excuse me, but, you just damaged the item. You're unsanitary for one, right? And two, we kind of gave you the benefit of the doubt that you were just going to shop and leave, not, damage
Mhm.
several items. Like, I mean, what are they? They're not going to tolerate that. I wouldn't expect them to, and I for sure wouldn't tolerate someone doing that at my house.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely understand and I agree on that one for sure.
And then when it comes to something that someone has to consume, eat and put in their body, that becomes really dangerous.
Mhm.
And we're not talking about maybe a possible skin infection. I'm talking about, damaging a person internally, a bacterial infection spreading to their organs, or God forbid, anything.
Definitely don't want any of that. That's for sure.
That's dangerous. It's dangerous for that to happen to somebody. I mean, for somebody to get a bacterial infection from consuming something unsanitary, that's dangerous. Somebody might have to go to get their teeth cleaned, right? For
Yeah.
example, but that bacterial infection might have spread to their stomach. And then it might have spread to their circulatory system. Then they start noticing that they're breaking out on their face, around their nose, and all those things. I mean,
Full domino effect.
yeah, it's like it's coming out of their pores. They're passing gas, and it smells bad because of it. Now they're breaking out around their nose. Hold on a second. Somebody's knocking on my door.
Oh, might be your grocery.
Let's see this. Hold on. Let's see what happens. Hold on a second. Oh no, it's that same unsanitary shopper. They sent it to my house, and they're sitting there staring at my window, knowing I'm gonna open my blind to see them, and they're mean
Mhm.
mugging me. That's crazy. I mean, they're literally just standing there like mean mugging me. That's crazy. You hear that?
Yeah, that's a.
Huh. That's crazy. Now they're acting like they don't see me. No, thank you, ma'am. Please return the order. Thank you. Okay, so she's putting it back in the car. Good. They're leaving. They're in a blue Subaru SUV, license plate Minnesota. License
Mm.
plate number R as in Romeo, H as in Halo, C as in Charlie, number 109.
Hmm.
Hmm. Well, at least you verified that.
Yeah, I was on the line while you while The whole delivery process was happening.
Uh, could you transfer me to that number?
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Costco Wholesale. Please note that the Member Service Center and all U.S. warehouse locations will be closed on New Year's Day. For information including membership, executive 2% rewards, and Costco services, press 1. For information on the Costco City Visa, Costco Shop Card, and payment options accepted at Costco, press 2. For Costco.com orders, returns, and all other website inquiries, press 3. For warehouse product and returns information, or for your local Costco phone number, business hours, and address, press 4. For Costco travel, press 5. To repeat this information, press star.
Representative?
No input was received. For information including membership, executive 2% rewards, and Costco services,